Hello everyone. This is Dr. Sugandha Khangarwag, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Mahatma Phule, Arts, Commerce and Sitaramji Chaudhary, Science Mahavidyalaya, Varud. Today I am presenting the session Earthquake, that is the remaining part of earthquake, which is related to the topic atmosphere and geophysics. These are the outlines of this session, which is related to the scale of intensity of earthquake, the recording of earthquake, and intensity of radiation of earthquake. Now come towards this tree diagram, scale of intensity of earthquake. There are three types of the scale of intensity of earthquake, that is Rossi-Forel scale, Mercalli scale and Richter scale. Here the sentence is written, different scales are given for the estimation of intensity of earthquake, and that's why it is called as scale of intensity of earthquake. See here. This is called as Richter scale, Mercalli scale and Rossi-Forel scale. These are the different scale to determine the intensity of radiations of earthquake. Now what we studied before this? Today we are going to study the what is Rossi-Forel scale, then Mercalli scale and the Richter scale also. But before that, here we will take the review of previous lecture. So what we have studied in previous lecture, I mentioned in one slide here, that is the earthquake, introductory part of earthquake, causes of earthquake also, and terminology associated with earthquake. I hope you may study this. So if not, you can study hard on this topic. This is very much interesting for me and you also. I hope this topic is also very much interesting to you. Now come towards Rossi-Forel scale. De Rossi in Italy and Forel in Switzerland set up the Rost-Forel scale in 1883. This is the 10-point scale, means its points up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and in this way. It is commonly indicated by the abbreviation RF, that is the Rossi-Forel scale, followed by Roman numerical is signifies a series of effect. Now see this effect. I have labeled this effect, I have colored this effect as per its intensity. That is the way you see here, the very feeble shock, it is in dark, and the fairly strong shock also, and remaining mention in the faint color. So come towards first shock, that is the microseismic shock. Shock felt by experienced observer. The microseismic shock means the shock felt by experienced observer. Now extremely feeble shock, it means the shock felt by small number of persons at rest. Extremely feeble shock means the shock felt by small number of persons at rest. Then very feeble shock, shock felt by several persons at rest. And the feeble shock means the shock felt by person in motion. Shock felt by persons in motion. And shock of moderate intensity, see here, the shock felt by generally everyone. Here shock of moderate intensity means the shock felt by, we can say shock felt by generally or by all observers or all people, here mentioned by everyone. And fairly strong shock means the visible agitation of trees, general awakening of those asleep. This is the fairly strong shock, and that is very much dangerous, that is the visible agitation of trees, general awakening of those sleep. Now the seventh one shock is strong shock, fall of plastic without damage of building. See here, the strong shock, earthquake shock is related to the fall of plaster without damage of building, that is the very much strong shock. Also there is very strong shock, crack in the walls of building, fall of chimneys also. This is very much strong shock. Then extremely strong shock, partial or total destruction of some buildings is called as extremely strong shock. And shock of extreme intensity, the rock falls from the mountains, great disasters. This is the shock of extreme intensity. So in previous scale we have studied the various types of shocks, that is from the low intensity shock to the high intensity shock also, microseismic shock, extremely feeble shock, very feeble shock. These are the small shocks. But if we come to the, that is from the fairly strong shock to the strong shock, very strong shock and extremely strong shock and the shock of extreme intensity, these are the very much dangerous shocks during earthquake. Now see here, shock of extreme intensity, in that what happened, the rocks fall from the mountain and the great disasters. Partial or total destruction of some buildings means extremely strong shock. Now come towards another scale, that is the Mercalli scale. Mercalli in 1902 gives a 12-point scale who attempted to express the grades in terms of acceleration. See here, the sentence is most important. Mercalli in 1902 gives a 12-point scale who attempted to express the grades in terms of acceleration. These point in competitive exam point of view is much more important. In this scale, the intensity of earthquake is given by whole number in ascending order. See here, in this scale, the intensity of earthquake is given by whole number in ascending order. Each number indicates the effect due to earthquake. As number increases, the intensity of earthquake also increases. See here, if the number increases, which number increases? See here, each scale, intensity of earthquake is given by whole number in ascending order, means चढत्या क्रमाने. As the number increases, the intensity of earthquake increases. If number increases from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, in this way, then intensity of this earthquake also increases. And the effect moves from weak, moderate, strong, etc. Means जैसे स्केल इंक्रीज होती है इन होल नंबर, दैट इज फ्रॉम 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, in this way, the effect of earthquake increases from weak to moderate, then moderate to strong. Modified Mercalli scale intensity, that is called as MM scale, of 1931 is as follows. There is no felt by person at rest, then hanging object swing, then vibration like passing of light truck, then the hanging object swing, vibration like passing of heavy truck, and felt outdoor sleepers weekend. It means what? जैसे ही होल नंबर इंक्रीज होता है, डिपेंड्स ऑन द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ अर्थक्वेक इज डिपेंड्स ऑन होल नंबर. So if whole number increases, then what happened? The shock first is the weak feeling, that is it felt by person at rest. Then hanging object swing, जो hanging object होते हैं वो swing करने लगते हैं. Vibration like passing of light truck, जो trucks होते हैं उसमें वाइब्रेशंस आने लगते, लाइट वाइब्रेशंस. देन हैंगिंग ऑब्जेक्ट स्विम, कोई ऑब्जेक्ट्स होंगे वो स्विंग होते हैं, मीन्स वी कैन से इट इज़ मॉडरेट. वाइब्रेशंस लाइक पासिंग ऑफ हेवी ट्रक्स, हेवी ट्रक्स में भी वाइब्रेशंस आने लगेंगे. एंड फेल्ट आउटडोर स्लीपर्स वीकेंड मीन्स स्ट्रॉन्ग शॉक वी कैन से. Then it is felt by all persons walk unsteadily. Window, glasswares broken, weak plasters crack. This is also a moderate shock. Difficult to stand, noticed by drivers of motor car. Then steering of motor car affected, branches broken from trees. General panic, serious damage to the reservoir, underground pipes broken. In this way, the serious damage to dam, large landslides, water thrown on the bank of canals, rent bent slightly. So this is also the example of strong earthquake, strong intensity of earthquake. Up to this we can say there is the moderate intensity, and before this we can say these effects are due to the weak intensity. Then the rails bend greatly, underground pipelines completely out of the service, total damage, objects thrown in the air. In this way, the intensity of the earthquake increases, and that can be determined by the Mercalli scale. These points are very much important. These points differentiate the weak intensity of earthquake, then moderate intensity of earthquake, and the strong intensity of earthquake, that is the serious damage, that is from we can say steering of motor car affected, branches broken from the trees. From up to this point there is the strong intensity of earthquake. Before this there is the moderate intensity of earthquake, and to the initial point, that is no felt by person at rest, and up to this there is the weak intensity of earthquake. Now come toward the Richter scale. In 1935, Charles F. Richter introduces a magnitude of scale of earthquake to express the rating of earthquake on the basis of amplitude of seismic waves recorded by seismograms. Richter scale is logarithmic scale. Here the Richter scale is logarithmic scale, like a log to the base 10. It is the logarithm to the base 10 of maximum seismic waves amplitude recorded by seismograph at a distance of 100 km from the epicenter of earthquake. The range of Richter scale is from 0 to 9. See here, the range of Richter scale is from 0 to 9. The quantity m, called as the magnitude of earthquake, and is given by m is equals to log a minus log 0, where the quantities have their usual meaning. See, a is the recorded trace amplitude for a given earthquake at a given distance as recorded by the standard type of instrument, and A0 is the trace amplitude for a standard earthquake, that is particular earthquake selected as a standard. Here the magnitude 6 of earthquake is the 10 times more than the magnitude 5 of earthquake and is 100 times more than the magnitude 4 of earthquake. Now this point is much more important. Here the magnitude 6 of the earthquake is 10 times more than the magnitude 5 of the earthquake and is 100 times more than the magnitude 4 of the earthquake, trace magnitude. Now come towards some points to record the earthquake. How to record the earthquakes? The earthquake can be recorded is known as, that instrument is known as the seismograph. Now see here, the instrument used for recording the seismic shocks are known as the seismographs. Seismic shock means vibrational shocks we can say. So that instrument is known as seismograph. Diagram is given here. See in this slide. This is the seismograph. We will see all the part later on in next slide. The record of seismic shock recorded by seismograph are known as seismogram. At the time of earthquake, there is the propagation of seismic waves through the interior of the earth. Ground is accelerated in horizontal as well as vertical direction. Do you understand this concept? During earthquake, what happened? There is the seismic wave propagation through the interior of the earth, and due to this again what happened, the ground is accelerated in horizontal as well as vertical direction. So a seismograph is constructed for recording either the horizontal or vertical component of earthquake of the ground motion. The main part of seismograph is a pendulum. See here, this is the pendulum, this one is the boom. The boom gets vibrated and that is support for the vibration of the boom. And this is recorder. Once pendulum boom gets displaced, pendulum also gets displaced, and that can be recorded by the recorder here. And here this is the drum. The drum start rotating when there are the vibrations. And there is also the assembly of clock. The clock is used to measure the time of earthquake, the time of intensity of earthquake, or the time of vibrations of the earthquake here. So see, this is the seismograph. It consists of one pendulum, one boom. The boom is to vibrate only. This boom gets vibrate only during the earthquake, and it is attached to the pendulum, and that's why the pendulum gets oscillating, and that can be recorded by the recorder. Here one drum is also set to during vibration that drum gets rotate, drum start rotating, and the clock is also fixed in the drum. The clock measures the time of earthquake. The main part of seismograph is a pendulum that I discussed with you. A heavy pendulum mass is attached at the end of horizontal boom. See here in this case. Then suspended from a point not quite above its pivot. Pivot means a central point, or we can say pin, or the shaft on which the mechanism oscillates or turns, so that the shell is free to rotate about a slightly tilted axis. Rotation rises in the boom and mass against the gravity, producing a strong restoring force, and oscillations are set up. Where the oscillations are set up? Here in pendulum oscillations are set up. In pendulum oscillations are set up. Then a recording device such as a pencil is attached to the pendulum, attached to the boom. The recording device such as pencil is attached to the boom. Pendulum swings in a fixed plane. A drum which is free to rotate with a fixed speed is placed near the pendulum. The drum has 3 axes of rotation so that it can advance when it rotates. See here, it can advance when it rotates. There is the vibration set up in the boom. Once boom start vibrating, then what happened? The pendulum also start oscillating, and that oscillations can be recorded by the recorder. It is like a pencil, see here, recorder. And also there is the drum which is placed nearby the pendulum, and the clock is fixed inside it. So the drum start rotating again, and the clock which is fixed inside it is used to record the time, and that one is the support for whole assembly, that is seismograph. A paper is wrapped on the drum. Drum has an assembly for recording the time of earthquake. Generally, the complete system is at rest except clock. Clock is rotating. At the time of earthquake, the boom start oscillating, the drum start rotating, and the time makers record the time of vibration on the paper. The pencil point marks the oscillation on the paper over the advancing drum. This type of seismograph records only horizontal components of vibrations. Nowadays, the arc pendulum types seismographs are used for recording the earthquake. This is the diagram. I already explained this diagram in previous slides also. Now, radiations in atmosphere. How the radiations produced in the atmosphere, what type of radiations produced in the atmosphere during earthquake. Propagation of energy through vacuum. Sun emits the energy in the form of radiations. All bodies having temperature greater than absolute zero, that is minus 270 degrees centigrade, emits radiation. Radiant energy absolute zero means minus 270 degrees centigrade. Radiant energy propagates in the form of electromagnetic waves. The wavelength and frequency of these waves depends on the temperature of the body which emits waves. Wavelength is inversely proportional to the surface temperature of the body. See, the wavelength is inversely proportional to the surface temperature of the body. Sun, that is which having higher temperature, emits waves having shorter wavelength, while the earth which is at lower temperature emits waves having longer wavelength. The range of different wavelength involved in the radiant energy is known as electromagnetic spectrum. Now see here, this definition is most important. What is the electromagnetic spectrum? Then write down this: the range of different wavelengths involved in the radiant energy is known as electromagnetic spectrum. Generally, the spectrum is divided into two parts, namely shorter wavelength and longer wavelength range. Short wavelengths are those having wavelength less than 4 micrometer, while the longer wavelength are those having wavelength more than 4 micrometer. Now see here, what are shorter wavelength and what are longer wavelength. The wavelength having a range less than 4 micrometer are called as the short wavelength or shorter wavelength we can say, and the wavelength more than 4 micrometers are called as the longer wavelength. These waves travel with a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second in the vacuum, which is the standard speed of light we can say. The concept of oscillating electromagnetic force which produces due to oscillations of electrical charges at the point and act through the empty space. The oscillatory force field causes charge particle to move. There is a transfer of energy of this particle. The rapid vibrations of extremely hot particles in the solar atmosphere produces the oscillatory electromagnetic force field propagates through the vacuum with the speed of light. Now see here, the rapid vibration of extremely hot particles in the solar atmosphere produce the oscillatory electromagnetic force field which propagates through the vacuum with the speed of light, produce the oscillatory electromagnetic force field. The electrical charges in the particle, that is atoms or molecules of substance on the earth, that is air, rocks, human skin, etc., gives response to the oscillatory force field. That is, they vibrate with very large amplitude which increases the kinetic energy of molecules with rise in temperature. Now come towards the intensity of radiation. Every body emits the radiation. The amount and the type of radiation emitted by body is depends on the temperature and emissivity of that body. See here, the amount of type of radiation depends on what? It depends on the amount of type of radiation emitted by any body. It depends on its temperature and also the capability to emit the radiations of this body, or we can say emissivity of this body. The emissivity, see this definition. The emissivity is the ratio of actual radiation emitted by the body of the maximum possible amount of radiation that could be emitted at the same temperature. See this definition. Emissivity is the ratio of actual radiation emitted by body of the maximum possible amount of radiation that could be emitted at the same temperature. The variation in emissivity of various bodies and the gases is near about 10 to 96%. In order to calculate the radiation emitted through 1 meter square from a body, first we have to calculate the radiation emitted by a perfectly black body at that temperature and then multiply it by the emissivity of that body. But there is the variation in emissivity of air with the wavelengths. Emissivity is nearly 0 for the wavelength 8 to 11 micrometers, while it is 1 for 15 micrometers. A black body is hypothetical object. See here, first point, emissivity is 0. 0 for what wavelength? 0 for 8 to 11 micrometer, and it is 1 for 15 micrometer. A black body is a hypothetical body object. Sun and earth atmosphere system emits radiation similar to black body radiations. So, the black body radiations law can be applied to the solar and earth atmosphere radiations. The distribution of intensity of radiation emitted by black body with temperature is given by Planck's law. The distribution of intensity of radiation emitted by black body with temperature is given by Planck's law. As temperature of body increases, the total number of radiations, that is the area under curve, also increases. Means अगर टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज होता है बॉडी का तो टोटल नंबर ऑफ रेडिएशंस भी इंक्रीज होते हैं. The solar temperature is near about 6000 Kelvin. The radiation received by the earth from the sun are called as insolation, that is the incoming solar radiations. Now see here, the amount of isolation received by earth depends on many factors, that is the distance from sun, solar output, effect of elevation, etc. Once insolation enters in the earth atmosphere, a series of changes takes place before receiving to the earth surface. Only 25% of insolation reached on the surface, remaining 75% of insolation is either scattered or reflected or absorbed by the particle, that is gas particle, dust particle, clouds present in the earth atmosphere. See here, do you understood this point? See, that points are most important while writing the answer in the examination, that is explain about the intensity of radiation. Then you should read all the point, practice all the point in your copy. Thank you very much for listening this session. So if you want to repeat this session, you go to my YouTube channel, that is Sugandha Kangar, and see this session frequently. Thank you so much.